welcome to Kachai with Lucky. I have Mariam Babu with me, and today we have a special guest who happens to be the president of the USPA, isn't it? And then also the president of Twitter in Uganda, and also my president, Patrick Kanyomozi. It's good to have you on the show.
I'm happy to be here. Yeah, thank you for what you're doing.
Okay, so we, to have a conversation on support, especially when it comes to relationships, I think most couples struggle because they don't know how to support each other. And I pride myself in having a man who really supports me. And I'm not saying this because you're on the show, but he really does what he does. Mariam, the issue of the importance of support in a relationship. Let's start there.
I think for me, what I've seen in most relationships, or the people that I've talked to, it's mostly when children come into the picture. The men feel like now they don't have any help to offer. I don't know if you get what you're saying. So you find that women are really struggling with children on their own, as if the man is not present, and the man is there. So men need to pick up the game. Everywhere that you are in the relationship, you need to support your woman. Yes, actually, I've seen your husband. When it comes to his kids, he's all that. But you'll find there are women out there who are crying. When the kids come in, I don't know what happens to the men. Maybe Patrick will tell us on behalf of other men, not
what
for
happens
himself.
To men?
There's something that changes. Usually when you're two people in the relationship, the man is supporting you. I mean, you're doing things together and stuff. But once things change, children come into the picture, something changes. And I also speak from a previous experience of mine. I was really breaking when the kids started coming into the picture. So I found myself crying a lot because I felt that my partner was not really supporting me, and I was breaking. You have a baby, you have another child, and things like that. So for me, that is my most critical stage.
Okay.
Well, I think men, when it comes to children, because traditionally men are not prepared to have children in society. Well, a girl, when she's 5 or 6, the first thing she plays with is a doll. Men, until recently, when they introduced the boy mentorship program, men somehow are not prepared. Even we had singers, but there are not many coaches for the men. So most of them mentally, because it's a mental issue. You get into a family when you're not prepared and not ready for it. I think that's when some men step aside and take the back seat. Although the bigger problem is responsibility, the fear to take up responsibilities. That's the main challenge, and well, many are not willing to take up responsibilities. So if you find someone who is not able to take the responsibilities up, then they will end up being absentee dads.
I think I would agree with you, because society does not prepare a man to, you know, transition from being just what you are to becoming a father. But maybe also we play a part in not preparing them. Here you are, you have a husband or a fiance or a man who is a father to your children. He has no idea on how he should help you. Because once you give birth, for you, you're hands-on. You're moving this, you're doing that. You're not even asking for the help. So even when you ask for the help, honey, help me change the diapers, you have not even taught him how to do that. So he doesn't know exactly what to do. So I think the help, or the asking for help, you have to also be able to receive the support.
You know, recently I had an experience where I was invited to talk to a person, a male who was getting married. And he was in shock, the things I was telling him. And we talked about support. He's like, oh my God, I needed this. Like he said, men are not prepared. But even then, some men just don't feel like they need to get involved in certain things. And I don't know why. I mean, even when it comes to finances, they don't want to get involved into the nitty-gritties. Fine, if you don't want to get involved into the nitty-gritties, at least know what is happening with the finances in the home, where the finances are going. That is also part of support. Because at the end of the day, but have you bothered to ask that person, what are we spending on? When I give you the money, what are we spending on? Do you have those conversations? Again, it comes back to the communication issue. If there's no communication, you're definitely not going to get the support that you need. And
Patrick, I'm going to ask you this because you're the only guy we have on set right now. We have women asking for support, but then also men need that support. And I think we women expect support more than men expect support or ask for support. How do you think a woman can help a man, or how would you like women to help you, support you in your dreams, finances, I don't know, to grow you as a person as you are in this relationship?
First of all, let me start with a disclaimer. I'm not an expert at this. This I'm thinking from just a point of observation from friends, from the families that I know, and things like that. I think there are different forms of support. One, there's the moral support, which basically comes in form of words, especially in times of need. For example, a man is going through a hard time. I mean, there's this belief that men can stand anything. They can withstand any kind of pressure. So if he's going through a hard time, how do you support him? For example, let me give an example. COVID has affected many companies. So your man has lost a job. How do you support him? Before you join him in getting angry, first of all, at that material time, he doesn't need a person who is going to join him in getting angry.
He's already angry.
Yes, he's already angry.
Own.
Though it's important for you to understand what he's going through. But at that point, he needs someone who is going to take him to tell him, oh, I know what you're going through. It's a very tough time, but it's going to be all right. So that's one kind of support. And then there's the physical support. Physical support, I think, is mainly about being there when your man needs you. It could be things like attending maybe functions with him. I'll give an example. When I have USPA functions, it feels different when my wife is there. So there's that kind of support. But also, support should not only be in the good times. For example, family gatherings or burials, like instead of just sending Mabugo and tell them, I think it's important you be there for it. So there's that physical support. But also in important occasions, I say maybe his company is launching a major product, it would be important for you to be there.
To show up as Mrs.
So there's that physical support. Then there's the aspect of financial support. Now, this financial support for me, not on the side of a woman chipping in with taking care of some bills, but understanding when there are differences in the financial standing of a man. And there are different ways. For example, there could be a reduction in income. Maybe there's been a pay cut, like as COVID, maybe the companies are maybe they're cutting salaries. So how do you support him in times like that? It could need adjustments, for example, in family expenditure. Say if he's been taking the family out maybe 3 times a month, you need to understand that it can no longer happen. Because a woman, there's a way you communicate with the kids better than us. So you explain to them that, maybe daddy is going through something, maybe things are not working like they've been. These are the changes that we expect. So there's that kind of support. But also there's the financial support in terms of understanding. For example, if it might not be reduction in income, but it could be, say, investing in something. So he might tell you that, maybe for the next 6 months, maybe I'm leaving my job, I'm starting up my own company. There are going to be some changes in the family income and things like that. So, I mean, you need to be there and understand. First of all, it's important to understand and then support him whichever way you can. So that's the other support. And then the other, I think, is the mental support.
The emotional support.
On the side of a man's dreams. A man, I think, wants a woman who is going to support him in chasing his dreams.
The key thing is communication. Do you people talk to one another? Most relationships, we find that people assume things, especially the men, because they're not talkative like us. They don't know how to open up. They don't know how to talk. So the most important thing is the communication. And people don't realize that in actually supporting one another, you build the relationship. There's a way you feel like you're comfortable with your partner because you support one another. So communication for me is very, very key in every aspect.
Communication is key, but also the men, we also, because to be supported, we must be willing to be supported. Because some of us, we are not easy. We are not easy. So we make it hard for our partners to support us. For example, let me look for an example I can use. Say if your husband is a taxi driver and the woman, of course, the kind of support that she can offer that man is not joining him in calling passengers. But kind of support, for example, if she says, oh, honey, baby, today is a very sunny day. Have you taken enough water? Or she calls him. There are men who say, hell, now every time you're calling. So that's basically to give up. For you to be supported, first of all, you must be willing. You must make it easy for your partner to support you.
I'm going to talk about emotional support because I feel like men don't understand women when it comes to supporting them emotionally. Why am I saying this? Because I hear a lot of women come out and tell us, my man does not understand me. I had a miscarriage, but this man didn't even talk to me about a miscarriage. Maybe he doesn't understand what it is. For him, it's, okay, you were pregnant and somehow you lost the pregnancy.
We'll get pregnant again, you know.
For the woman, it's like, I have lost a whole child. Because even if a baby is just 3 days, to a woman, that is already a pregnancy. I hear a lot of women are complaining that they don't receive, that kind of support. What support is that woman looking for from her man? Mariam, we'll take it from there.
The partner needs to understand, number one, the emotional processes going through that person.
Right.
This business of saying that, thinking that, it was a pregnancy, it's out now. For the man, he's thinking, tujakudamu, we shall get another what? Pregnancy. For the woman, like she said, you need to talk to this person. You need to ask them how they're feeling. You need to be there, even if it means a cup of tea. It will make a whole lot of difference. What that person is looking for is you to be there and cover that gap of those thoughts. How would my child have been? How would they have turned out? That's what we think when women have miscarriages. You start thinking, how my child would have looked. Would he have resembled daddy or mommy more? That's the thing that you're thinking about, even if it's 3 days, like she said. So you're looking for the person to be there, talk to you, comfort you, tell you it is okay. We shall try again. Men, they
just blame you. Why did you lose the pregnancy?
What happened? And most of the time miscarriages are unexplainable. You know that. Even the doctors will tell you, I don't know what happened. But you try again. But the person needs to be there. I'm telling you, sometimes we just need to see you there.
I don't think men are supported enough by their partners to have conversations. So maybe Patrick will tell us how you can be supported as men, because men don't easily open up to these things.
By the way, sometimes support is staying away from the person. I don't know if you know that.
Distance.
Sometimes the best support sometimes is to give them space, for them maybe to get closure and get over it sometimes. So that's why I say it's listen to what he hasn't said as well. On top of what he has said, also listen to what he hasn't said, because he's your partner. I'm assuming that you understand each other more than anyone. So we also need to know that aspect as well.
Because I believe, there's understanding someone, and there's when they go through things, we become something else. You know what I mean? You might think that, for example, she talks, she expresses herself. I might lose somebody and I don't say anything. Because at that moment, I'm also trying to understand this whole process. For me, I think it's try to speak to them. You will tell if they are saying stop, even without them stopping. Don't come on aggressively. Hey, what's wrong? Are you getting over it?
You're so quiet. Why are you not talking? And things like that, they get annoyed.
Because in most cases, we ask these questions because we care. But then again, the other person who is receiving the care maybe is not ready to receive your care. That's when you step back a little bit.
You should be in position to know where your partner needs support. Because sometimes you might end up overdoing it. Or
over-supporting.
For example, if Capital have an event in their gardens, just because I want to be supportive doesn't mean I should say, honey, I have to be there with you. So personally, you should know.
I want you to see
that. Because instead of being supportive, you will end up suffocating the other partner. So you should know. If there is a Chibuli SS or dinner for all the students,
because we want to see
honestly, if you're Sheikh Anas and you went to Nagalama Islamic, just because you're married to Mariam, and Mariam is going for the alumni, you don't have to be there because you want to show that, I'm supportive.
But you know what you can do? Support would mean it's okay, you can go. Because support sometimes is just what you say and what you do. If I tell you that I have a function at Capital, are you comfortably letting me go for that function without saying, you should say, Kwani, must you attend every function? But that is work, that is support. If he says he has to go with the boys, maybe USPA is organizing this road thing that you do, where you
road safety campaign.
Road safety campaign, and my issue should be, oh, where is it going to be? Okay, good luck. Are you guys good? What are you going to do? That, not to say that I'm going to tag along. I don't even know what the event is going and start, you know,
to make your presence felt.
Support is just making your partner comfortable. That, you know what, honey, yeah, it's okay for me. I'm here. You do your thing. I'm good. But not to let them go and then you make them feel some type of way. I think that's support in this incident. That you're not there, but you're supportive of them to live that part of their life. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But the other thing, maybe before I forget.
Before you forget, as we conclude, sir.
People sometimes forget to appreciate the support to them. I think it's important.
Right.
Not just it's important to understand why supporting is good for a relationship. It's also good to understand the importance of appreciating.
Yeah.
If I go back to the example I gave of a husband starting up something, starting up his company. A husband will start that company and if it's successful, you most if they're speaking at that function at their first product probably. They will thank the banks that gave them loans, thank the government for the investment climate, thank the engineers and staff, forget their first line of support, which was the woman who had to endure those changes in family income to make them achieve their dream. So it's always important to look back and appreciate support. If you don't, then it doesn't look.
But even in the home itself, once he does or she does something, a thank you is good. You know, it encourages the other party, you know, to chip in. Not only when someone does something and you don't say anything,
you don't say thank you.
But also, next time.
It's also not good for you, for example, telling, if it wasn't me, you wouldn't have.
That's not support. Yeah, that's not support.
Support has to be genuine.
And in most cases, people will say that just because maybe they never felt appreciated. So I think, again, it goes back to the issue of communication. You should be able to communicate that, and also identifying how can your partner support you. Mariam, I would love to support you as a friend, but point me somewhere. How do I support you? If my husband has something that he's working on, maybe I am ignorant of what you're working on. But maybe I could also be of help because I'm an expert in some areas. Use me. You know, ask for the support. Maybe I'll give it to you, but I'm just waiting for you to open up and see where I can fall. You know, for example, if I'm writing proposals, I'm not good at that stuff. But I know he's good. So I'm going to reach out to him and say, oh, I'm working on this thing. Do you think you can support me here and type this thing out for me? And he'll give me that support. So sometimes support is not only receiving, but putting yourself in a position of being able to ask for it, because people are not going to read your mind all the time, even if you're married to these people. Kakati knows that we conclude the show. Unless, of course, the president has more stuff to say.
I think there's some story.
No. I don't have any story. I must say that it's been hard for me to come here.
It took a lot of convincing. Tell them.
But I promised that I would come if we reached 50,000 subscribers. So I've fulfilled my promise.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
And come back next time, please. When we hit 100.
I can't promise.
Well, that's all we had for you on Kachai with Lucky. Thank you for being with us. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kachai with Lucky. Be kind to one another. God bless you. Kwaheri.